Screw you too, buddy. And with that, after a rather embarrassing performance last episode, hello once again, Internet. I'm Rosanna7, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Blind. Episode 83, I think we're on. Strike the ceiling spike with Skyward Strike and restore the seal, quickly! Okay, once I finally get down there. You know, I wonder, if you were to just leave right now, would it come back out? That'd be kind of funny. I can't imagine they would do that, though, but it would be funny if they did. It responded surprisingly well. Well, now that I'm actually swinging my arm instead of just flicking my wrist a little bit. The problem is because, like I said a couple episodes ago, I've been playing Twilight Princess a lot lately, so that's kind of throwing off my Zelda-ness. Da 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 da. Wee. Hey. Of course, you couldn't have done it without me, but no need to thank Groose. I know I saved your tail. It's time to get this gated time thing up and running. I'll go on ahead. You know what? I really, 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 really hate to admit it, but Groose was helpful. If it weren't for those bombs, I probably wouldn't have been able to do this. It hurts my soul to say that, but it's true. What are you gonna do? Anyway, we finally beat that frickin' thing. I know that's not the last we're gonna see of it, too. I know for sure it's not the last we're gonna see of it. Oh well. I'm sure it's gonna have something to do with the final boss, because they wouldn't just have that there just for the sake of being two boss fights in the middle of nowhere. Seems you're successful in imprisoning the monster again. That's probably not even the voice I used last episode, but I don't care. You have my thanks, Rosanek. As to you, Groose, I do not wish to dwell on what may have happened if you two hadn't been here. Duh. Oh, you gave me too much credit, Granny. Yes, you do. You're the one who got me to stop feeling sorry for myself and put my energy into doing what I could do to help. I did what was necessary to get you to realize your full potential. Rosanek, you must wonder just what it is you've been fighting out there in the Great Pit. Are you finally gonna tell me? There's much I could tell you, but suffice to say is the root of the evil you face. When you pass through the Gate of Time, you shall learn more. So you could tell me more, but you just couldn't be bothered to do it for me now? Alright, whatever. We may seal it and reseal it into its prison 1,000 times, but it will always shatter the bonds that confine it. Such is its awesome power. You must destroy it at its source or suffer this fate again and again. There is no time to lose. Hit the gate with a Skyward Strike. Come on already, charge that sword of yours with the Sacred Force stuff Granny was talking about, and zap the Gate of Time. Right on, Granny. Oh, she twitched. Indeed. Now, Rosanna, go. Go to the gate. Alrighty. Let's do this! You wanna find Zelda? Gonna save the world? And I'm gonna get some. Oh yeah. This is the best Tetris game ever! Okay, now it's Minecraft. Okay, that was cool. Dude. This reminds me so much of the clock tower in Majora's Mask.
Oh.
Do not fear it. This is what we have waited for. At long last, the gate has been reactivated. Standing before you is a path that transcends the flow of time. It is a portal to the past, to the very place where Zelda now awaits. Go bravely, Rosanek. If everything is as I suspect, the reunion with Zelda you fought so hard for lies beyond this gate. No, don't worry about me. I'm gonna hang back here, Rosanek. That stupid monster doesn't know when to quit, and Granny here keeps yapping on and on about how we never know when we might bust free again. Someone's gotta stick around and guard the place. Might as well be me. Besides, if I'm not here, who's gonna look out for the old girl? And you know what? Nah, forget about it. That's an interesting strut you have going on there. And you see Zelda. So I said, what's up? Well, bye. I won't miss you. How does this thing work? Oh, it's a touchscreen. Whoa. Okay, this is seriously tripping me out. Temple of Hylia. Holy crap, it's Impa!
Hey!
At last, I've been expecting you, Rosanek. You are doubtless overwhelmed. Don't you mean doubtlessly overwhelmed? So I explain things as simply as I can. This is the Temple of Hylia, though will come to be known as the Sealed Temple! Sealed Temple, sometime in the future. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here the goddess, Hylia, has only just sealed away demise. Oh. And little time has passed since the goddess sent our outcropping of rock into the sky that would one day become Skyloft. It is true to its name. You have passed through the gate of time to an era in the distant past. You will have many questions, but for now you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend, waits for you. I've been all this time. Zelda has been the true final boss. Wouldn't that be a plot twist? Oh god. You know what? I bet the old lady was Impa. You've come so far, Rosanek. I'm glad you've made it. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home, to the distant past. In this era, Zelda's Lullaby. The wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the demon king known as Demise have not yet. Demise is the demon king. Creepy Clownface is the demon lord. There's obviously a correlation, but That's beside the point for time being. All the fairy tales about the war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appeared to be all too real. I think it's time you learned the whole story. Let me try to explain. And once again, Zelda is the bearer of exposition. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They call it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both of them and the Triforce into the sky on a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home for our people. In time, it came to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess, Hylia, succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised two separate plans and set them both into motion. I know that feel, Link. I'm confused too. First, she created Fi. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to the body of a mortal. She made this sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For while the supreme power of the Triforce was created by gods, all of its power can never be wielded by one. Because that makes perfect sense. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. You've probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Rosanek? You are the chosen hero, and I, Zelda, am the goddess reborn as a mortal. The day of the ceremony, Creepy Clown Face's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me to remember who I was, and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located at each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here, to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of Demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. But even in this hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him, at any cost. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best I can. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that Hylia, rather, that I created so long ago and kept it strong for as long as I'm able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can see now that this is my purpose. Rosanek, the goddess created Fi and the great blade she's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against Demise in the monstrous form he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into the prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Rosanek. During your long journey, you've grown so much. You've learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gain power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. And by overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you found true courage. Now that those qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power the old gods left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. As long as your travels have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. May give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend, and that within you dwells sacred power. It is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Rosanek. Draw your sword. Rosanek, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power in this world. If you can attain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in the world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce. But I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow, I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land. Which brings us back to you. To face demise and give the land hope, the goddess Hylia needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Rosanek. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself so that you could wield that supreme power. And so I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger, without even a moment's doubt. I used you. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all of this. But you have to understand this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favor. All that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain here in this time, deep in sleep for thousands of years. Rosanek, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever.